Hi, beautiful followers. I just thought I'd put out a little video to launch the new brand I've been speaking about and tell you a little bit about it and how it came about. So, I will introduce to you my brand strategist, Kath, who's come up with the concept of the new brand. So, I'll pass it over to Kath to give you a bit of background information as to how it came about.
Awesome. Yes, Jess, thank you so much for having me. And hi, everyone. I have been the joyful recipient of Jess's amazing catering in the past, and I was very, very thrilled to be asked to rebrand the next evolution of Little Mouse Tea House. And so I wanted to jump on with Jess today for a bit of a chat to bring it all to fruition and launch it to you guys. So when Jess and I we've actually been talking about this for ages, right? Like there's been some growing pains with Little Mouse Tea House for a while now. Probably even, sort of 18 months or so where this has been the topic of conversation. And up until now, I'd advised you to put it off until we had some consolidated systems and processes in the back end that could accommodate the next evolution, which we're getting close to completion on. And we realized as we started to do more and more work in Jess's tech systems, her CRMs, all the things that we're trying to create a better customer experience for you guys, we started to realize that if we didn't rebrand now, when would we? And now was really the optimal time to do it. So we're going to be rolling it out in phases. Phase one is going to be social media and your email CRM database action. And then phase two will be a new website later, possibly next year, early next year. When Jess and I were discussing what is this brand all about, how has it come to be, how has it taken shape, there was a few elements that sort of fed into it. And Jess, maybe you can give them a bit of an idea of some of those elements and some of the struggles for you, and then I can talk about how I came up with the brand to fit it, I suppose.
I think the real realization was when I was actually embarrassed to tell some clients what my business name was when I was being introduced to say a big corporate client. I was actually embarrassed to say that my business name was Little Mouse Tea House because it completely did not fit what I was offering them at all. And that was my realization that something had to change because I am proud of what I do, but I just wasn't in that moment in telling them my actual brand name.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, Little Mouse Tea House, she ain't going anywhere. She started with a caravan. She's your beautiful tea parties and fairy parties and all these things that you do, afternoon tea, high teas. But we realized that that was actually just a part of what you do now, right? Like there was so much more to what you do. So maybe let's chat about what more you are going to be offering, and then we'll get on to the rebrand.
Yeah, so I do like I just mentioned about the corporate clients and that space. So more, I guess, like grazing tables and buffets and corporate lunches is what I love to do. And I think I've mentioned in my social media about the retreat space is where my real passion lies. And just nurturing people, especially those that don't generally nurture themselves and are always the ones to be the givers, and to be able to feed those people and nurture them is just, yeah, something that really fills my cup.
Totally. I mean, I personally can relate to that. I threw a party for my partner last year, I think it was, and you came around and catered. And I just think, God, that was normally always me in the kitchen creating and not actually enjoying my guests' company. Or even when I used to run retreats, and I still do a little bit here and there, but when I run retreats, I used to do it all myself. In fact, I quite enjoyed getting up and making everybody breakfast. It's impossible to be putting out food, while you're trying to teach people stuff, and the timing of all of those things. And so having someone that cares so much about nurturing the person that is leading the retreat, or nurturing the person that is usually the one stuck in the kitchen until, like really, that feeling like right to the end of the party, and you've finally got everything cleaned up and you're ready to sit down and start talking to people, and then they start leaving.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard it so many times that people are just like, oh, it's just so nice to be able to actually have a conversation, not being worried about something burning in the oven or, yeah, it's
Exactly.
just, yeah.
Yeah. And so also there's another side of, like, as far as services go for you, you're introducing the DIY boxes as well, which is exciting. Are they going to fall under the Little Mouse Tea House brand or the new brand?
I think they're going to fall under the Little Mouse Tea House brand. It will be a new element that I think fits well. So it will be DIY boxes that you can literally pick up a box that has everything to decorate a child's party table. It's just more budget friendly. It takes the environment into consideration that we're reusing products. We're not buying hundreds of decorations all the time off of Temu. Um,
Yeah.
it just takes it down that you can still have a beautiful party that you can just pick up yourself, basically, and everything's in the box to do. It'll also come eventually with a little YouTube video, so I will show you how to style the table, and
Oh my God, for
it's
people
pretty
these are
straightforward.
That's awesome. So Little Mouse Tea House is going to sit over here as one of the products beneath the brand that we're about to talk about. And under Little Mouse Tea House, we've got the DIY boxes. What else have we got that sits under that brand?
So high tea, still the beautiful high tea. So I can come to your home or a park and do children's high teas, adults high teas. Still the beautiful style picnic tables will still sit under that part. It's just more the catering element. The luscious grazing tables, finger food will then sit under the new brand.
Which is, so how did I come up with this? So after Jess talking a lot about and also we did some customer research, didn't we, with our ideal clients, and we did some polls in some different Facebook groups filled with our ideal clients, and we started asking the question, like, for those of you that have experienced Jess's catering, what comes up for you when you think about it? And we were getting words like nourishing, soul food, like straight from the heart, the styling aspect of it, beautiful. And there was so many words in there. When I looked at all those words, wholesome, and all these words had actually been kind of used before, to be honest, and a bit cliched. Like, we knew what they meant by it, and we could feel the power behind the words when people were describing it. But when you look at it to create a brand, there was either all of those words are already taken,
Yeah.
and not even either, but and most of the time they've got a certain connotation with them too. So I wanted to play around with something completely different that allows you to essentially become the brand yourself. So you get to be in every part of the brand, and the collaboration becomes the brand, the person becomes the brand, the food becomes the brand. And I was lucky enough with this one where I just got struck with a bolt of lightning. Actually, I was lying in bed with a migraine, to be honest with you, and all of a sudden it's a strange space I go to with these migraines. So all of a sudden I had this like massive intuitive download, and often I feel like I'm getting those, that is actually something that's becoming synonymous with the migraine. And all of a sudden this idea came to me, and I was just started playing around with the idea of the soul food side of it is all about, it's about being. Wholesome is all about a way of being and well-being and the way of life sort of thing. And so I started playing around with this idea of B, just a small letter B. And then I've started playing around with the languaging mechanisms around it. So catering being the last minute catering, or your plan B, or white labeled spreads so that you can be the star, and party catering so that you can be the life of the party, and retreats so that you can be nourished. And with the party hire side of things, because you're introducing this shop hopefully next year where people can come and actually just hire pieces from you as well. So that's the idea of them being the designer. And so it just sort of came out like that. And I pitched it to you that night straight away with excitement, very uninformed, uncreated, and very loose formatting. But here it is, Jess. What do you think? And I think you fell in love with it straight away, right?
Yeah, straight away. Yeah.
It was there. Yeah. It was. So without further ado, we are going to launch to you the B. You announce it, the name.
B, food design and catering.
There it is. I was going to say styling. B, food design and catering.
Yeah.
So as you will see over the coming weeks, we are launching the whole new social media feed. So Little Mouse Tea House will transform into B, food styling and catering, but you will be able to access everything to do with Little Mouse Tea House through the links in the bio across to the Little Mouse Tea House website page, as well as in the highlights. You can start to see some of the categories of food styling events and catering, etc., in the highlights across the top of the Instagram page. So rest assured, Little Mouse Tea House is not going anywhere, and B, food styling and catering is just coming to join the party, essentially. Yeah, and then hopefully we'll get a brand new website rollout in the early half of next year.
Yeah, exciting.
Exactly. So, Jess, is there anything else that you feel like you want to add to this brand journey, this brand reveal? Anything that our clients need to know?
Not really, but thank you for supporting me so far, and I'm excited for the next part of the journey. And from the feedback that I've had so far, I think that you all are too. So that's great news, and yeah, I can't wait to show you and share everything that I have.
Yay. Congratulations to you for being so brave and stepping into it. I'm excited to launch it. Hopefully I'll see some of your clients at a party sometime soon with your beautiful
Yeah,
food. Thanks for having me.
thanks.